Coming to you from sunny, well, kind of chilly Florida this morning. Figured I would do a quick live since I haven't been on since before the hurricane. I've actually missed a couple of our think tanks that we do. And I just wanted to kind of come on and chill. Everybody's asleep. So figured I'd stream for a little while. And I'll probably stay muted for the majority of the time because I am beside a highway. But I did want to, like I said, go ahead and go live for a little while. Case on screen is Jennifer Harper. This is a very disturbing case. I've seen this on my Twitter feed last night. Jennifer Lynn Harper is missing out of California. This is a doozy here. She's been missing since August 24, 2022 from Culver City area in California. She's also known to be around the Van Nuys and Woodland Hills area. All right, so in this one, she's got a lot of really distinct tattoos.
You fucking did
So
this.
this has got graphic language.
Make me run around the whole fucking night looking for your stupid fucking ass while you run off with some fucking dude and ignore me? Fuck you. You fucking stupid bitch. You're gonna fucking pay. You're gonna fucking pay. Fuck you, dude. Let's just fucking burn this to shit. And if I see you, you better fucking hide, because I'm gonna fucking kill you. I swear to fucking God. This is all your last belongings. It's fucking burning. I'm burning it all. See what you do, Jen.
So this guy says if he sees her, he's gonna kill her, and then he's not anything that I can. But I did go ahead and create a short. There's a short on my channel. You guys are welcome to share. It's also here on my Twitter feed. Per flyer, and as always, you guys are welcome to share that as well. I do have a couple other cases I do want to talk about while I'm on here. Of course, we do have Michael Monkey Vaughn still missing out of Fruitland, Idaho. You guys always share his face. Please, please, please. Brandy is such a sweet woman, and she is absolutely heartbroken, and Tyler is heartbroken without him. My Twitter and my Facebook. And I apologize for anybody that has messaged me on my Facebook. I don't know what happened. I got kicked out of it. This is Alexis Yvonne Lord. She is missing out of Kansas City, Kansas, guys. And her mother reached out. And she is 17 years old and endangered missing, and her mother's not heard from her. And this small poster here, this poster is actually circulating online. She has a bonnet on. She's known to wear a bonnet, so keep your eyes out for her in a bonnet. I wasn't able to find a good picture. I would have added it on her poster as well. But if you guys have any information, definitely call the numbers on this poster or 911 if you see her or know anything about her. She's also on my channel. She's got a couple of different videos on my channel. Please share those, guys. And then I was tagged in this, and again, I apologize for not being active since the hurricane. It's been just kind of rough getting situated again. This is Duchess Decisions. If you guys aren't subbed up to her channel, make sure you go to Midlothian, Texas. So you guys keep an eye out for these little guys. was abducted out of California. And then I did see an update that the suspect or person of interest that was taken into custody was also his brother was arrested. So that was an interesting update. And then, of course, Kylie Rodney is in my feed, and this is where I had originally posted this a while back on my channel. And this is where I posted, this kid's leaning over, this kid appears to be pointing, this kid looks like he's ready to run. Is this headlights here? So I was playing around with my logo. There's, and also if this will load, this is Jackie Reyes. Jacqueline Reyes is her mother. Jackie Reyes is missing out of South Florida. Please call 911. Reach out to myself, reach out to her mother, reach out to the West Palm Sheriff's Department in Miami, any sheriff's department you get a hold of if you see this girl missing as an adult. However, it is not okay to have a relationship with your mom and then not let her know that you're okay. This is her photo. And then here's another video I did for Miss Lexi. And I do feel like it's important to circulate these cases, guys. And like, so please share at work. A lot of the times these cases end up not getting seen. Like the cases that I did tonight, Jennifer Harper, I hadn't even heard of her case before. Hi, Christy B. Welcome in. Yeah, I think it's headlights in the water too. I thought that from the beginning, that it looked like headlights in the water. I was actually discussing it with some other creators whenever we were first taking a look at it. And I was hesitant to post it at first. And now it seems like, maybe I should have posted that and did like a kind of a think tank on whether or not that people seriously thought that looked like headlights or not. It's very, very disturbing. And then this Jennifer Harper case, that case is really laying hard on my heart this morning with the burning of the backpack and the threatened unalive her. And, as far as I can tell, there was no arrests and any kind of updates. You Google her name and you see my video, and that's about all that you see come up on there. Sure. Might have to go in and plug up. Yes, because all the people are looking in this direction. Yeah. And props to Gray Hughes and the other channels that were able to, and Tater had said something about that, when we were talking about cameras. He had said, well, Mom, why don't we pull the fire footage? And I was like, oh, I don't even know if there would be any around that area. And now I kind of look back. It's, if you could, would have, you kind of look back and think, well, damn, maybe I should have took his 2 cents a little bit more to heart when he had mentioned those cameras. Let me grab my coffee and head in because I'm gonna end up dying here, and I don't want to do that. I'd like to sit and chat for a few minutes, so I'm gonna relocate. Appreciate everybody for being here. I'm kind of trying to be quiet. We're in the process of moving, so everybody's still asleep, and I can't sleep. I have ADHD, and I laid down for a couple hours and was like, nope, body's not ready to stop yet. So Sorry about that. Laptop died. Get situated here. Sure, we are running smooth on this side. We're good to go. Alright, awesome. Yeah, sorry about that. Laptop died. And he's snoring, so I apologize for snoring in the background. So, what else we got going on? So then we also have this guy. This guy right here. I don't know what to think about this guy. Let me find him. Errol Brooks. This is the guy that ran down 6 people and injured 66, I believe. And I apologize if I misspeak on that number. Pretty sure he injured 66 people in the Christmas Day party. It's pretty disturbing. This guy has absolutely he is representing himself. But he showed his hand in for the majority of the trial. Like you have this here, we'll pull this up. And I'll mute myself. Y'all, it helps if I share my screen. It works a whole lot better if you share your screen when you're trying to present something. So let's try it like this. It might work better.
That because he's come to court here today in his jail attire, that is a choice that he has made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. No one has forced him to come to jail in those.
Do we got sound now, Jody?
Clothes. This court is encouraging him not to. He's appeared previously in his street clothes in what I would describe as a very nice suit and tie. But it is his choice to not do that, and we will proceed accordingly.
So while we're on the record, may I challenge the subject matter jurisdiction?
No, you may not, sir. You need to file a motion in order to do that.
So
Mr. Brooks?
motions I filed haven't even been responded to. I gave
Mr. Brooks, you're
3-day.
interrupting me
No,
yet
you
again.
just weren't speaking.
All right,
so I didn't
Mr.
interrupt.
Brooks, you are now going to be removed to the
I
other
don't
courtroom.
consent to that.
I have
I'm
had
under
a
duress
dozen or
by having
more interruptions.
I
We'll
have
be
shock-
off the record while we
Shocks
do
on my
that.
ankle.
Thank you,
I don't
everyone.
agree to a stop. I'll move for a motion to dismiss for being under duress and being coerced into a contract that I did not consent or agree to. I have a right to be present for trial.
That is why we're able to see and when appropriately hear him when unmuted. And then there are the 4 camera angles that are presently from this courtroom. I have the camera in the other courtroom on a single camera since he's the only individual in there. This court has, in essence, extended this courtroom to the neighboring courtroom. I'd also make a finding that he is appearing from that courtroom, and that because of the audio and visual equipment and system that we have in place, that it is the functional equivalent of being present in this courtroom. This court has relied repeatedly on Illinois versus Allen. I've read portions of that case into the record. I don't intend to go through that at length here today. But I will, of course, take appropriate steps to limit what the jury can hear if appropriate.
The C-Red Save Green used car sale is happening now at the Daytona Auto Mall.
Oh, that's awful. Okay. So, stop that. Yeah, so she's been nothing but patient with him, and he is in an absolute asshat. Like, nothing but patient with him, and he has just showed his hand in that whole trial. I'd have hit him with contempt. I don't see how he's able to represent himself for murder, act like a fool in the courtroom, and then when the jury comes in, he acts about half decent. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. I mean, I find it embarrassing. I think it is. And then, the way that he, treated, treats this judge is just insane. And she is like more than patient with him. Like, she's more patient than I would be with him. I tell you right now. Because it's just disrespectful in my eyes. Where I'm from, you respect a judge regardless. And I mean, he knows what he did. He knows he did wrong. And he's trying to use legal terms that he doesn't even understand what they are. And then he wants to sit in the courtroom and he wants the judge to tell him how to be a lawyer. He waived the right to have a lawyer. So in my opinion, he needs to read those boxes and boxes and boxes that he's got sitting there. He doesn't consent to this and he doesn't consent to that. And he's saying he's a sovereign citizen. And, this trial's running 10 and 11 hours long. These jurors are being made to sit there through 10 and 11 hour job, 10 and 11 hour trials with this guy acting like, an asshat for better terms. That's just disgusting. And I was watching the other day and they were talking about how they're having to pay for a translator. So that's more money that's coming out of the court for a guy that can't even show the court the common respect to sit there with his shirt on or come to court in proper attire, because his excuse today for not coming to court in proper attire was due to the no, we don't talk about on YouTube virus. So, I call BS on that too, myself personally. It's very embarrassing, Jody. It really is. It's very embarrassing. The whole state of Wisconsin, and then he wants to ask people, who the prosecutor is, is the, come on. He doesn't want to be, called by his name. Well, that's what you are. That's who you are. You are the defendant. You are your lawyer. You are the one that committed this crime. He murdered 6 innocent people. He deserves to stand trial like anybody else. I agree. But he does not have the right to act like an asshat at court. I don't know, it's early, and I appreciate anybody that comes in. I appreciate anybody that catches the replay on this. Again, it just kind of was a pop-up live. Wasn't really scheduled or anything. I don't even think I have a thumbnail on it. Just kind of popped up, came on, and figured I would sit here and chitty chat for a little while. Yeah, Jody, I agree. It is. It's a total waste of taxpayers' money, and he is a joke. He is an absolute joke. Every single piece of evidence that's already been brought into, totally ridiculous. Exactly. Checking. Good morning, girl. What is up? I can't sleep. I got my laptop back, and I think I laid down for like 2 hours, and I tossed and turned, got up, and I actually even walked to Circle K instead of driving down there just to try to tire myself out some, and it didn't work out like that. So I ended up coming back down here and going live. Figured I'd get on for a little while and just kind of talk about what's going on and some of the. He's been up since 4. Yeah, I've done a couple of shorts, and thank goodness I'm back to where I can make my flyers. So I did a couple of flyers and kind of put a couple of shorts out there. The Jennifer Harper case, I tagged you in Arctic and a Twitter on the flyer that I made for her. That case is, oh my goodness, what I can't find hardly anything on it, like as far as like some good investigative information. But the video that there is of the boyfriend burning her backpack and talk about if he sees her, he's gonna murder her. I'm like, what the hell? But it's the true crime world that we do here. You log on to my Twitter feed, and like the Native Americans are really bad and so sad. Yeah, I agree. Good morning, darkness. Yeah, the Native Americans are really bad, and it is very, very sad. And they get no coverage whatsoever, unless it's us here on YouTube or the handful of groups that are out on Facebook and on Twitter. I try to share the other day a historical moment in history, and I got copyright. Like, you got to be kidding me. You would think that these people would, and we figured it out. It was like 10 seconds of the Godfather theme that caused a copyright claim on a whole video that I was only trying to put out for awareness, to show, that the Native Americans have been mistreated and have not been treated fairly, and since the beginning, and it's ongoing. Yeah, it infuriated me that I had to take it down. I told Tater, I was like, checking remembers it happened. And, Tater's the one that brought it to me. He was like, Mom, he was like, this is a really important event. And yeah, it is. It is when they do that, and you're just doing awareness. And it's like blocking people's Facebook. Like, I logged onto my Facebook tonight. They've changed it all around my channel Facebook. Like, I had to fight to get back into my stuff. I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? This is crazy. It's not like I use it for my family or posting pictures or anything. This is literally what I do for awareness and to help with missing people and cases and stuff. Insane. Darna says, hi to checking. It's happening to Pacific Islanders too. It comes in Hawaii team. See? And little Quentin, y'all, if y'all haven't heard of his story, please go over and check out Darkness. She's done some great videos on him. That's another heartbreaking story. Little dude, gorgeous little guy. You know, I just don't, the world we live in, like I was scrolling through my Facebook tonight and Haley came up on my Facebook. And that little baby, that little angel, I wonder if she's still up on my thing or if I've passed it. I may still have her up on my feed because I was looking at her story. I want to share her while I'm on here if I haven't lost her in my feed already. Here's one. Let me pull up my screen share. He is cute as a button. He absolutely is. Cute as a button. So this was in my feed tonight. This guy's missing. And this is the girlfriend, I'm assuming. This is an original post made by a friend. This is a sister, live in North Carolina, seems to get any help from law enforcement in Florida. And this is really sad, but it's ongoing. Like you hear this a lot with missing people in Florida. Jeremiah Johnson, he's about 5'9". When he was last seen somewhere in Fort Lauderdale with his girlfriend, Teresa Gardner, they just went completely falling off the map. He missed 3 visits with his kids. It's really out of character for him. A report has been filed, but Fort Lauderdale police are refusing to help because they don't look into homeless people. So it's really up to friends and family. So these, they're not worth looking for because they're homeless. You gotta be shitting me. And then, of course, we still have Summer Wells missing out of Hawkins County, Tennessee. Bless her heart. This lady here, if y'all haven't heard about this case, the pregnant lady that was murdered, heartbreaking. Here's another one that's missing. Alyssa Taylor, 25, out of Oak Hill, Virginia. I wanted to pull up Haley's story, but I got in a rabbit hole before I got on here, so it may not be in my feed. Anymore. I mean, but there's plenty more faces in here. There's Jackie. I spoke about her when I first started my live. Still missing. Missing and murdered Indigenous women and men. They cover both in this group. This is what we were talking about. And 8 comments and 86 shares. So now there's 87. This is a heartbreaking case. This family was found. Gracie Mitchum, this was another one I hadn't heard about. And I was another late night. Couldn't sleep and was on there on a live. And this girl pops up in my feed. It's ongoing, guys. It's ongoing. And she's on my community wall too. So guys, share out her poster. Definitely share. Because, mainstream media, if you call a lot of times and you speak to like a news station or something, they'll tell you that they have to have permission from law enforcement. Well, if the family can't get law enforcement to help, then you're pretty much beating your head against a wall. So here she is. This is Miss Haley Cummings. She's been missing since February 9th, 2009. Haley is in need of medical treatment. She suffers from a rare genetic order that is called Turner's syndrome and needs hormone treatments. These symptoms can lead to restricted growth, cardiac problems, vision problems, learning disabilities, multiple birthmarks, swollen fingers and toes, and hypothyroidism, which is like your thyroid. She also needs to see a cardiologist due to her disability. Haley was last seen sleeping in her family trailer when she went to bed at 8 p.m. on February 9, 2009, where her little brother was sleeping as well. Misty went to bed at 10 p.m. Okay, Misty is, when she came up missing, was girlfriend. A few months after she came up missing, became wife. And this story has been changed a couple of times, so this is what I'm reading from here, but I'm just going to say, if you look into this case, Misty's very inconsistent on the details. She says that she laid in the same room with the kids. Ronald came home from work a second shift sometime after 3 a.m., where Misty told him he discovered that Haley was missing from her bed. Although Ronald and Misty insist that the trailer was broken into, the police found no signs of forced entry. Misty was repeatedly questioned by the police, and Haley's disappearance were skeptical of the story, stating that she had changed multiple times. Misty and her older brother Tommy accused Joe Overstreet out of Tennessee of kidnapping Haley, but denies involvement, nor has been charged in connection with Haley's disappearance. In January 2010, Misty, Ronald, and Tommy were arrested to unrelated drug traffic charges with Ronald's cousin and a friend. Haley has never been found to this day, and she is an adorable little girl. Like, this baby was so cute. She is so adorable. And Becky, if you go back earlier, this is Dad. This is a picture of her and Dad. Into my channel, like, I have a lot of information on her. And she was actually part of a series that was done called Vanished. Because her case is so heartbreaking and so disturbing. Yeah, checking. Let me tell you. Let me give you a few little details into her case. So, Misty, like I said, stepmom now, was girlfriend at the time. Pretty much forced Dad to marry her after Haley came up missing because, yeah, different Haley Cummings. Darkness, I bet you're thinking about the teenager Haley Cummings that's recently missing. This little girl was, and I'll give you a quick rundown of her story. She has disabilities. Dad was at work. Dad worked late nights. Stepmom was there. Stepmom's family was there, staying not far from where I am. Okay, this baby came up missing out, get ready for it, the back door that has been said was propped with a block. And then her story changed because, like I said, at one point she said she was doing laundry, and then at another point she went to bed with the kids. And that's Misty, stepmom. Okay, so she came up missing out of the back door. You guys can see my quotey fingers. Her dad comes home from work, and if you listen to the 911 call, it is heartbreaking. Yeah, checking. Remember this? It's heartbreaking. If you listen to the 911 call, when he comes in the house, the first thing he says to her, and you have to listen real close. And like I said, it's on my channel. You have to listen real close. But he says, "What the F did you do to her, you bitch?" Like he does. I mean, you can hear it right off the bat. And even the 911 operator is telling Misty that he has to calm down before she can even send any officers out, because, I mean, he is livid when he comes home. And you have to keep in mind that she allegedly was laying in bed with her brother. Now, somebody came in through the back door with stepmom. Like I said, now keep in mind, she wasn't stepmom at the time. She was girlfriend at the time. But she pretty much forced Dad to marry her. And you can read into this. And I've checked into it myself, and it's been said that she thought that by Florida law, that if they were married, that if something charges were brought up, he wouldn't be able to testify against her. But however, Florida state law does not cover that. It actually states that it doesn't matter if you are married or not. If a child is involved, it doesn't matter. You still have to testify against that person. But if you watch the series Vanished, they had some pretty suspicions about Joe Overstreet, and I will use his name because it has been released publicly that he was a person of interest, because originally Misty said that he abducted her. It just if you just look into his background just a little bit, he's from a very interesting part of Tennessee, where another little girl come up missing from out the back door. And another thing that just gets me about this case, it really gets me about Haley's case, is when her dad was interviewed a few weeks after she had come up missing, and he made the remark that she had got gone. And she has a cousin, JJ, that was mysteriously murdered, and his vehicle was set on fire. Also have a short video on that. Rest in peace, JJ. My heart goes out to the family. And his case is still unsolved. Nobody has been brought to justice that I've heard of on his case. And he was found on a dirt road. Like I said, murdered and burnt to death in his vehicle. So that was her cousin that hung the moon. They spent a lot of time together. Still hasn't, no justice has been brought. And I think my pit bull is making some kind of weird noise. Kobe. Okay, sorry about that. Train of thought. And her case is heartbreaking. And the grandmother, that's what I was going to talk about. I saw an interview where the grandmother had said Haley had just been forgotten about. And, it broke my heart. And when this happened, she actually had two grandmothers that were still with us. But at this time, she only has one still with us. But they, it's very tragic. Yeah, we should. And, the detective, Darkness, the detective that was actively working on her case, is no longer a detective. But he, prayers for this family. It's very sad. It's a sad case because they not only lost her, they lost JJ recently. I mean, he's passed away within the last few years. His case just recently happened. Yeah, we should definitely do, because the detective that was on this case, he stood up and pretty much said in an interview that he believes, and sorry if any of her family catches this, but like I said, this is out of his mouth, that she's in the river. And he didn't think that they would find her. Did you hear about the 2 children and 1 5-month-old killed by the family dog, mother in bad shape? No, I hadn't heard about that yet. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's terrible. They put the dogs down? Oh, wow. What the hell? I have to say, we're blessed that our pit bull is a big baby and he is my doofus. But he is extremely aggressive to other animals. And I have littles. I have miniatures. For those of y'all that follow my channel and hear them bitch in the background most of the time, but they're asleep. They're like chickens. You put the blanket over their house and they go to sleep. And he doesn't do other animals unless they're big dogs. Like, uh, the other half has a twin brother, and he has a mastiff, and they love each other. But other than that mastiff, are you looking at me? Am I talking about you? He does not do other animals, but living here in Daytona, and for those of y'all that have seen me or know me, I'm 145 pounds soaking wet, so he's my bubba. Him don't get far from mom. It was so sad something turned them off, or something set them off. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. They get a bad reputation when they. Yeah, they are. They really, really are. They are so loving. Rover's pit bull, will kill other animals. Yeah, and see, when we got him, he was a rescue, and he was with a Great Dane. So the people that we got him from, he was just, it was horrible when we got him. He's a full-blooded Staffordshire Terrier, and I mean, he's a beautiful dog. He had been left in a kennel for, I don't even know, probably a few months, skin and bones, just disgusting. It took like 4 baths to get him clean. And then we beefed him all up. And now he's massive and a big spoilt baby. But he's extremely aggressive to other animals. Like he will drag you across the whole parking lot for a cat, or a field or yard or whatever the case may be. He does not care for cats or any other animal. Yeah, mastiffs are so sweet, and his name is I'm tired, y'all. Couldn't sleep and I'm tired. How's that make sense? Buster. And he's a big old doofus too, the most sweet boys. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. It's definitely all in the training. And like him, he was probably a little bit over a year old when we got him. So, I'm not sure what he had been put through before we got him. But I do know that he's just unpredictable. And my littles are really old. And I've had them for a very long time. So I can't take a chance of them being with them. So Jody said she had a mastiff and a bull arrow, 50 kilos. Bitch just dragging me down the road for a cat. Can only walk one at a time now. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. He has like one of those fancy harnesses that, it says "Do not pet me," emotional dog, emotional support animal, on the side of him. But I'll be honest with you, I have to keep his choker on him. And I know that's horrible, and it's not one with spikes or nothing, guys. And I don't keep it tight on there or nothing. It's just enough to where if he sees a cat, we're not going paragliding across wherever we're walking at. A couple of houses down from me has huge, dude, I feel they're lovable. Sugar and honey. It's near them. We're not expecting to get started. Oh, well, see, what's funny about him is I have littles, and I have Min Pin and Dotson. So he acts like all big and bad, but like if he's in his house and she walks up to his house, he'll jump like she scared him. And he plays big old bad dog, but I've seen her go up and kiss him on the nose. Yeah, my littles do too. They don't care for people. They're not people persons. And they don't really care for little children either. They're old and grumpy, and they're used to me, and they're used to, the kids, and which they're not little kids. Now, they love baby girl. They love the stepdaughter. They love her to death, but she's not little people either. So They don't do well with toddlers. Yeah, Jody's a trip. I love Jody. Jody got her bling tonight. Mine are rescues too. Isabel is my min pin. She's not a rescue, but Kobe is a rescue, and then Buddy is my mother's dog. When my mother passed away, I inherited him, and he was actually a rescue as well. Yeah, they love their blankets. Girl, let me tell you what. When we got settled in earlier tonight, it was a whole event to find the Pitbull blanket. Like searching through both cars, where is the Pitbull blanket? And it didn't even matter because he's hung up there with his daddy, so he's happy and content. Whew, I'm telling you, man, they're brats. They're total brats. Are you a brat dog? You peeking at me? He's lazy, or I'd have him come over here and turn the camera on. Yeah, I told him, I said, when we get situated this time, I want to get them one of those love seats. I was watching a short the other day, and this lady had an older pit bull, and she was having trouble jumping up on the couch. And I've seen the little stairs and all that stuff, but she had bought her like I guess you would get it for like a toddler, so they'd have their own like little love seat area. But this was, she had got it for her dog, and the dog loved it. And I thought, oh, that'd be perfect for him. And, the funny thing about pit bulls, as we say, where the pit bull fits, the pit bull sits. Because you can give him the whole big giant couch. And no, he's going to come sit in the tiniest antique leather chair in the living room. Because that's just how he is. Spoilt rotten. Spoilt rotten. Guys, I've been on almost an hour, and I just, like I said, I wanted to come on. I'm so happy to see you're getting things with a sense of normal. I was worried. It's cool seeing. Yeah, I do. I love it here in Florida, and it feels good to be, I don't know, to be able to have got, sat down in front of my laptop and turn on Wi-Fi tonight and be able to get on and, review some of my cases and actually be able to see my Twitter. Because, once you get to working and creating and, being a channel holder or whatever you prefer to call yourself, once you do that on the PC and you start going back to the phone, it's like going backwards. Like I was so lost and had to relearn how to edit videos and stuff on my phone. So I appreciate everybody that stuck it out with me and was there and was still watching my content and sharing my stuff, because I know it wasn't top quality or nothing, but was still trying to do what I could do with what I had available, because those that have been here from the beginning know that I'm doing an upgrade on my phone, which I should go ahead and get that taken care of today. And I do not want to pay for a phone when I have an upgrade coming up. And I love you too. I love you too, girl. You see, you cannot do it on the phone. I have no idea how people do it. Yeah, dude, like I went to go live when Ian was over, so my signal finally came back where, I was able to message you guys, it was like the messages were going through, and I was like, oh, I've got signal. I'm going to go live. I'll go live. It's late, and because I couldn't sleep. You can't screen share on your phone. And I thought, wow, you got to be kidding me. All right, girl, you get some rest. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay down for a couple hours until everybody gets up, now that I've sit here and talked myself sleepy. And I love you too, Jody. You're awesome. Jody's my day one, guys. Like, Jody has been here from day one, and she is amazing. And, you know, I appreciate everybody that comes in. I appreciate everybody for being here. I love all my subs. I love all my returns. I appreciate everybody's comments. And, you know, as you guys know that know my channel, I don't delete comments. I appreciate any constructive criticism, any, you know, that's why we do what we do. We want your, you know, I want your opinion. I always say like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I am almost to 1,000, guys. I'm almost to 1,000, and I'd really like to hit that threshold just to be able to say, you know, they say once you hit that hump. So I'm almost there, and I appreciate all my subs that have been there and that have been there for me and have been supportive, and checking, and Arctic, and Darkness, and, you know, all the other great creators that have stood behind me and been there from day one. And, you know, I really, really appreciate everybody that's here for the right reasons. And as always, guys, remember, it takes a village to raise a child. If you see something, say something. Never give up. And remember, when you're following, sharing, or speaking on a case, always put yourself in that person's shoes and think, if it was your family member, would you want to read what you're getting ready to write?